Alrighty, good evening everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. As we head to the AMS Cup Series here tonight as they take on Gateway. I will pull up your race information here. So as you see here, we are at Madison, Illinois. It's a 1.25 mile track. Current track temp is 79 degrees. With 74 degrees outside, 57% humidity, clear skies, 1 mile per hour wind. Fixed setup, 70% fuel, 1 fast repair. So that is this for Illinois. I am stepping away. I have to use the restroom real quick. If I'm not back,
10-4.
then oh well for the starting
10-4,
order, and I'll get
Brian.
back to it.
No, I'll be here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am here. Brian stepping away. Understandable. Potty restroom breaks are necessary, even at the spur of the moment. So qualifying underway this evening. AMS Cup Series at Gateway. Only 3 races remaining here in the AMS Cup Series this season. And then a few week hiatus, and then they will be back at it again, from what I have been told, if I'm not mistaken. Don't kill the messenger if that is wrong. Sorry. So, like I said, we are qualifying at the moment here at Gateway. It is just outside of St. Louis. You can see the archway and all the good city buildings back there. So it's a very unique track. It's basically a flat Darlington in a very poignant way. If anybody knows out there, everybody should know Darlington, right? So it's almost a flatter Darlington. It can be a tricky track, very bumpy. These cars can bottom out at times or just walk up out of the groove. We saw that in the actual Cup race this yesterday, and they can be a handful. 33.47 for Madigan. Mazzella's a tenth off. O'Brien is 2/10 off, and so 2/10 separate a portion of that top 5 there. Currently, out of 13 qualifiers, there's only 5/10, a half a second between the 13 qualifiers this evening. So we have a starting grid here. Madigan on the pole with a 33.7. Elliott in second, Mazzella third, Sean O'Brien Jr. in fourth position. Randy Sample rounds out the top five. Will Roberts, not me, that's one of my doppelgangers out there, in sixth position. Josh Farmer in the 46, looking to have a good run tonight. I believe he might go back to back. I think he was last year's winner. You're going to have to look at notes here. Boughton in eighth position. Michael Carter in the 98 and ninth. Opentowski in fifth, in the number 5 in 10th position. Michael Cochran in the 42, normally Sinclair machine in 11th position. Spear in 12th position. Owens in the 10 car. Johnny Benson impersonator in 13th position. Avery McDonald 14th. Miller 15th. And Jason Taylor, JT, starting almost shotgun with Chris Ostrander in 17th position. True shotgun on the field. That is the grid as everybody is gridding up at the moment. We still have a few moments left before the cars get rolling. Gateway here, it is supposed to be a transitional race. I got told it's supposed to be a night race, but it may be a transitional race from day to evening to night. Going to have to see how it'll transition, how you can keep up with the track changes from it either going hot to cold, keeping up with the tire degradation. Tire retardation is a thing. Under braking, the tires and brakes here do so much work, either cooling off or getting reheated. And we saw yesterday, last year, a couple of years, the past few years, we have seen brake failures here at Gateway. I don't think you can do that on iRacing at the moment, have a mechanical failure. So I'm not 100% sure. And now the cars are rolling on the grid. Madigan will lead. Elliott, that is the front row. I don't know if we have 2 pace laps or just one. Just going to have to wait and see here.
Sorry, Will, I'm back.
It is all good. I got the grid run down, and soon after the cars get rolling a little bit, we will talk about Gateway a little bit. So cars are rolling into the starting area. We will have, I think we'll have one more pace lap, right?
Nope.
Are the lights?
Nope, they're going green
Nope.
this time.
I forgot pace car pulls off right at the entrance to pit road here. So my apologies. We are rolling to the start of the race here. Do you see the arch back there in the distance? Look at the archway. Green flag is out. We're barreling into turn 1. A lot of shifting can be done here at Gateway. Brian, tell us about the shifting here in a moment. We'll talk about it. But look at Madigan. He slides up in front of Elliott. Now Elliott doing a crossover down the back straightaway. Look at Mazzella, excuse me, that Italian. I'm just trying to butcher it there, chop it up on the chopping board. Look at that battle. First and second battling. You got third and fourth. Change the camera, Brian, please. Thank you. Look at this going on, raging. Gateway can normally be an iffy track. It's similar to Phoenix. Oh, Mazzella getting loose. I don't know if... Oh, huge pileup coming out of turn number 2. Almost everybody is in it from third on back, just about, Brian.
Yeah, it all started with Mr. Mazzella here.
Yeah, he gets really wobbly coming out of turn number 2. He's in a fierce battle with, I can't...
O'Brien.
Anyway, so he just... Oh, yes, Sean O'Brien. He just loses it. Oh man, I want to get a onboard cockpit view. See if maybe he was shifting gears, perhaps Brian, and maybe he just lost tracks and he couldn't. He spun the tires, shifting the gears. You know what I'm talking about, Brian? And look at the just the scrapyard, the junkyard of cars coming to a rest on the back straightaway here. And fourth gear. And oh man, he just loses it. It's like the car's on ice, Brian. You can just see immediately the car snaps away, and he is trying to fight it, and unfortunately loses the battle.
He
And
does.
so many good cars. Now we do have a fast repair in this series, but you just hate to use it on lap 3, lap 2.
Yeah, I would say a little lap 2. So, well, with the shifting here, I learned a lot from Brandon Moore.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
he said you can don't really have to shift as much, but if you're tight, yes, then go ahead and shift. So, going into turns 1 and 2, he says you kind
Yes,
of
sir.
want to be above that seam up here. Let me see, get a better look here. Right on with the leader here. So I'll wait as we come back around. Let me go to a far chase for you so you know.
But man, so many cars caught up in the pits, either waiting to maybe use that quick fix. Maybe they didn't get beaten, battered too hard, and they can conserve it, save it for later. 120 laps, and we have the first caution on lap 2. Mazzella just the car just breaks away from him. Unfortunate. It could happen to the best of them. I tell you
So,
what, Brian, it's happened to me a lot.
yeah, oh yeah. So as we come here into turns 1 and 2s, so that seam right there in the middle, where that thick patch is right there that Madigan had his tires on, that's right where you want to stay going into 1 and 2. But you got to let it roll so much in 4th gear. The bottom is sketchy, and then you kind of want to come up towards the wall
Mm-hmm.
to get that runoff. 3 and 4, you can pretty much run the low line. It's just 1 and 2, you want to be right above that thick patch there to get that good run off and have that stability. So
Lights are out on the Ford GT Shelby Cobra pace car there. Brian, can you do me a favor and delete the chat? Like clear the chat on Twitch or whatever. Don't just, can you get rid of the spam? Not the good luck tonight. Yes, sir. I'm not sure who. Thank you. I appreciate the good luck. Right back at you. Green flag is out. Madigan gets a hole shot here on the restart, Brian.
he sure does.
Coming through turn 2 here on this restart, and Elliott already back to the attack of the lead here. He really wants to lead a lap, get that bonus point for leading a lap. Multiple different ways of getting bonus points here in the AMS Cup Series. But Madigan, with the run on the outside, takes it back barely. He leads that lap from Elliott. You see there the ball. No, Elliott. Wow, what a save. Tremendous save, Brian. What an epic save by Greg Elliott in that number 8 car. Can we go back and watch that from the end? Oh, there's so much chaos, bottlenecking going on because Greg Elliott just had to control the car. Once you just slide like that, everybody's going to pass you. And sure enough, that is what has transpired. Brian, can we please get a replay of that? Thank you. I got to see. Oh no! Trouble! The 5 car spins out right there in the turn 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. no caution for that. We're going to have to get a replay on that as well. Oh, my. Oh, man. So this is the restart. This is a replay of the restart here. Side by side.
Yeah,
Coming
I
through
had to
turn.
find it. I had to scroll up.
No, you are all good. I don't mind rewatching this epic battle here until Greg just loses it. We're going to be barreling into turn 1 and 2 here. This is a great, and then all of a sudden the car, he just goes up and what? Oh, Sean O'Brien. Great to see the replay, Brian, because Sean O'Brien, man, he clobbered the wall on the right side of that. What number is Sean? 65, 66, 60. He's a 60 something another.
65.
Thank you, 65. My goodness, Jason Taylor started almost shotgun on the field, and he is already up to the 6th position as we see more replay of Miller here. My apologies, I'm just now looking up on the screen. Oh man, that's a Joseph Newgarden maneuver right there. Joseph Newgarden did that one year, about a handful of years ago. Anyway, COVID year, I believe. So more replays that I didn't see while I was looking down, apparently. Oh, Josh Farmer. Man, my reaction. I'm so sorry, everybody.
There is action everywhere. Gateway can kind of bring that excitement.
Why did I'm so confused. Josh Farmer has spun. Miller has spun. Why? I'm not complaining. I mean, it's green flag racing, Brian, but no caution for what has been transpired on the racing track. Madigan is going to a different area code, but the Sinclair machine of Michael Cochran is in 2nd place. He has taken it from Greg Elliott. No, never mind. Greg Elliott has already got back up to 2nd place after falling back to, what was it, 6th or something, after he had that slide. And we're only 12 laps into this race, but you would have thought, Brian, it's 12 laps to go.
Right. The way they're driving.
I need a sip. I don't even have this bottle open. Go ahead.
I said the way they're racing, it's like you would figure it would be the last lap. So, but you see here, O'Brien comfortable there, P5.
And can we get a shot of the right side, Brian, of Sean O'Brien's racecraft? Car. Because, I mean, it almost looks like it's pancaked on a certain camera view, but it is most definitely that right rear is definitely bent in, but I can't. That looks like the only part of the car. Man, he might have gotten away with something. Let's go look at his steering and see if his steering is askew, Brian, down these straightaways. Almost a wee bit entering turn 1, wouldn't you say? Let's see down the back straightaway, because I am really worried about Sean O'Brien after seeing the replay of the Greg Elliott spin.
I think he's all right.
I think he's all right too. All right, let's go back to the action, Brian. Let's find some. Oh, look at that, man! The cloud cover. That was a beautiful shot. Look at this. For anyone who might be delayed, man, that onboard shot, the cockpit view that you see, the sunset on iRacing, so beautiful. I know it's a game. I know it's a sim. It's a simulator. But my goodness, Brian, it looks so realistic.
Yes, sir. They put a lot of time and
effort. Probably
into
blood, sweat, and tears. You know, their fingers go into the bone on the keyboard with the coding. You know, yes, scaling the tracks is another thing. Hold up, wait a minute. Just about every track on iRacing is scanned. They take these scanners and they scan the entire. It's almost like whenever you have to get someone out and survey your lawn. That's almost what they do. Like they survey the area, they scan the entire area, and my goodness gracious, it is downright just about to a T how all these tracks handle, feel. That's what a lot of drivers say, that use this to get a bit closer of an edge. So Sean O'Brien and Michael Carter going at it for fourth and fifth. Now JT closing in on the battle.
Ever so slightly. You see Elliott will trying to make his way back up to Madigan there.
I tell you, these guys can't, they are side by side still. I can't seem to want to get away from each other. Yeah, Elliott seems to trying to be running down Madigan. He's under a second. But Elliott almost stabilized there at 8-9 tenths of a second. Only 20 laps into this race, Brian, and we've had action. It's spins, no cautions, all sorts of people doing spin-a-roonies, man.
We love it though.
Oh, Elliott clawing back down. Let's go find Elliott, Brian, because he's now got it almost to 5 tenths of a second down to Madigan. So he's there. He's there. Not quite like a rash, but he's there. Cochran in third position with the Sinclair driven 42. O'Brien now having Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor gets by Carter, putting him in the fifth position. I would have to say JT is our biggest mover of the race so far. He started 16th on the grid. He is up to fifth position. So watch out. If we have another caution or so, maybe JT could do some strategy. Who knows? Watch out for the 44. But right now, currently, this battle, Greg Elliott has caught, for sure, Madigan here.
Yes, he did. He's right there with him, Will. He's hitting his marks the way he's supposed to. And just being consistent. You see, that lane I was talking about, that middle to that one groove up, is right where you want to be.
And Greg Elliott is doing something that is very easy to do. Get right in the mirror of your competitor, almost run the identical line, fill his mirror up, make him glance up, make him drive into a mistake and get around him that way possibly, right, Brian? I've done that to you many a time.
Yes, absolutely you have. But it's racing, and unfortunately that's just the nature of the beast, shall we say. So, so 1 and 2 is a lot different than, obviously we know 3 and 4. 3 and 4 you can hug the bottom. So
yes, it is kind of a multi-lane track if the rubber can get laid down, like what you were speaking, Brian. And 3 and 4 is almost a mind of its own. I was comparing this track while you were taking your bathroom break or you were in the John. I was comparing it to Darlington. It's a flat Darlington, basically, right? So you have the track map up here. We have done plenty of Darlington races, if our fans remember, or even, all these people that tune in for the AMS Cup Series, I'm sure you guys know what Darlington looks like. It's basically the same track map. So you almost have to drive it the same way, except it's flat. So what other tracks are flat? Milwaukee, uh, the Milwaukee Mile, like I just said, New Hampshire, Phoenix is almost the next comparable. If the old Phoenix, the old Phoenix, where you had grass on the back straightaway and the start finish line was on a straightaway, Brian. Imagine that. Imagine having a start finish line on a straightaway. Oh, I'm sorry, I derailed all the topic here, but yes, sir.
Will the start be 340 lap stints or 260 lap stints? Well, they did pit earlier on,
So the fuel mileage that I got told from these drivers was 50 laps this evening. I was kind of shocked when they told me that. Some drivers told me, watch out. Others may be able to go farther, maybe 55, even like you just said, 60 lap stints. So it's possible here. That could be the strategy of some drivers doing 260s and then 3 drivers doing about 40, 50 lap stints, right? Just all, who all can get the most out of the mileage of the fuel. I just wanted to say that sentence as long as possible there, so that's why I said it so awkwardly. But it sounded better, as it... Yes, Brian, thank you.
But
only 28 laps into this race, man?
But it's also how aggressively you're pushing your car.
I feel like these guys are running almost slow. I'm not saying they are, but my goodness, they are. I don't truly know. Can we throw the lap times up, Brian, instead of the intervals, and we can kind of see, what everybody's kind of running for a few laps, because we know what the lap time should be, right?
Yes.
About 33s, right? Somewhere in the ballpark of 33s. Right now, it is in the 34 bracket. Everybody with the tire fall off that they're having. 34s at the moment. We got to remember the pole sitting speed was 33. I want to say 33.5, 33.7. So,
that's
right now,
Antonio. I do believe I would say Bonani. But the early caution, I could see a couple going one stop from there. That is possible. That came out on lap 2 or
lap 2,
3.
lap 2.
So
Mazzella just
maybe.
Go ahead.
I was just saying
a lot of fuel saving has to go into this. Let's now look at the interval again, Brian, please. Thank you. So that's Bonani.
Antonio. Yes, that's Antonio.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry that I butcher your name, Antonio. I'm good about butchering people's names, man. I'm gonna agree with what my Sunday night partner said about butchering people's names. He said, I don't get paid to pronounce the names correctly. I get paid to present the race to everybody. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with that, right? Anywho.
But Taylor now closing in on Cochran, so...
Indeed, so...
Taylor's
and I talked about that.
I
talked about that.
So.
Gotta watch out. Gotta keep that eye out for that 44. Closing in on the Sinclair car. I tell you, my nephew would love to see the Sinclair car. We are showing... And he's not even out here. He was watching the race with me while we're broadcasting, and now nephew he's a big dinosaur fan, and man, I tell you what, whenever you want him to see something, he's not ain't that something, Brian?
Yes.
Love to see it. Elliott has fallen off
Drew!
of Madigan.
What's up, buddy?
Wow. Okay, who's Drew?
He used to race with us on the console side. That's a Nike.
I feel. Oh! Bro! Nike!
So see here, Sample was sliding the rear a little bit, which is going to hurt, but also yet again, he does have some front damage of that 24 machine there. So now that is going to put some wear and tear on the left front. And Will, as we know, these cars drive off of the left front.
Yes. Yes, sir. I agree with you. They drive off the left front. But one thing to mention here, Jason Taylor has short pitted, or at least been. Oh, Sean O'Brien has now brought his machine teammate to Jason Taylor, bringing the 65 machine down pit road. Jason Taylor in the pits for a long time. It looks like. I don't. How long was he in the pits for, Brian? Almost.
Who you want?
Jason Taylor.
He was
because it's
in the pits for so pit lap time, 1:23.5.
A minute 23 and a half. I knew he was in there for a long. He's 2 laps down right now. He was in third position. Right? No, 4. He was in 5th. What position was he? He was either in 4th or 5th, right? 4th, right?
4th.
He was chasing. He was chasing. Yeah, he was chasing down. What has happened to the 44 machine of Jason Taylor? Now you're back out here. I can show you the Sinclair car in a minute. 39 laps complete. All right, we get to see. No, man. Right before you, yep. As we switch to a perfect timing, Brian, to switch to the Sinclair car, as Michael Cochran bringing it down pit road. It's a dinosaur car. Yeah, there you go. So next week, I just want to get this out there in the open just so everybody can think about it. Next week, we go to Nashville Super Speedway. Some people hate calling it a super speedway because you don't really go over 180. Even back in the Busch Series, like days, years ago, like it. You really had to back. You still do. You got to back the corners, entries up. It's almost how Kentucky used to be before they redid Kentucky, except it's just a more technical. Anyway, I find it to be a nice track. I love watching racing from Nashville Super Speedway. It's going to be next week. Hopefully, going to be a barn burner. Yes, indeed. Randy Sample bringing the 24 machine down. This is going to be a long pit cycle, we do believe, Brian, right? So I almost can't believe these guys pitted. I think they're cutting things in quarters, right? Or like in like a third, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, right? But JT, man, I think some people pitted a bit prematurely whenever JT came down for some odd. I almost just want to pull him in like the booth right now, be like, JT, what happened? What happened, JT? Tell me, like, because I don't root for just one. I'm supposed to be unbiased, right? But my goodness, he was running in 4th position, right? So I just would like to know what happened. Anyway, curiosity killed the cat. Greg Elliott down to a 3 1/4 second back to Madigan. McDonald and Botten third and fourth at the moment, but we have to remember there's a pit cycle going on. Madigan and Elliott, McDonald, Botten looks like to be the drivers going all the way. Opachowski, you got to remember some of these guys were involved in the first caution and the parking lot brawl, the scrapyard that was on the back straightaway. So they might not have actually used their fast repair, Brian, but who knows? Caution's out on the track. What has transpired for the yellow flag, that terrible towel, to be waved? Oh, looks like Michael Carter in the 98 machine here, possibly. Second caution coming out at lap 44. Oh my goodness. Coming through 3 and 4. And looks like the car, yes indeed. Oh my goodness. What a hit for Michael Carter. So that brings out a caution, but the previous 3 spins do not. Duly noted, Gateway iRacing. Duly noted. I'm just saying, I'm just going to write that down in case I'm ever on iRacing, Brian, and I find myself at Gateway and I just see people spinning around me and there's no caution. I'm just going to be like, I hope it's not me next. I hope it's not me next. I hope it's not me. Race leaders coming down pit road. Like I said, we were in the middle of a pit cycle. It was going to be a decently long pit cycle. So Madigan bringing them down, Elliott, Botten, Spear, Farmer, Obachowski, Roberts, not me, Owens. You know, I told Joshua last night that I would like to, like if I had the chance to have iRacing, Brian, I would love to do like a Neil Bonnet type of thing, kind of commentate while driving, like be in the booth with you or Joshua and be like, yeah, this is a, like, do like a moonlight, right, appearance and just be like, yeah, the car's handling great, like just talk to you throughout the race, right, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
In the booth while racing. I would love to do it. It's something, it's like a bucket list thing. I believe I could do it. You always heard me do like mock or like parody things while we were racing in our leagues of, here we go, I'm side by side, blah, blah, blah. It was fantastic, right, Brian? So dreams do come true. Disney, what? So working the second caution, McDonald coming into pit after getting the bonus point for leading a lap and possibly maybe trapping Taylor from getting a wave around. Who knows? Things could happen. Maybe others could be trapped from Avery staying out. I'm not 100% sure. Have to completely wait and see when we double file up to go green. At the moment, Madigan, Elliott, Botten, Roberts, Opachowski, Spear, Owens, Sean O'Brien Jr., McDonald, no, my apologies, they are in the pits. Farmer will be in 8th position. There we go, thank you. Looks like Michael Cochran, Mazzala, Ostrander, Sample will be, I think, 1 lap down. Don't quote me on it. They might get the wave around. They're getting the wave around, Brian. I do believe, right? Yes, indeed. So, about to be, we're going to restart with 40 lap 49, it looks like. Coming to lap 49. This racetrack is only like probably maybe a 10-hour drive from us. Like we're fairly close to this track, maybe 9-hour drive.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe a little bit further. Just talking to the nephew about, telling him about this, I'm trying to get him into racing. Got to get them in there somehow, some way. Interested in something that is, there's so much in that goes into racing, no matter what it may be, any type of motorsport. Now you do have the wave rounders that are trying to catch up to the field, and you have Madigan, who's probably wanting to go as soon as possible, right, to where those wave around cars cannot be right there. Okay, so they have finally. There we go. Overlook what I said. Everybody's caught up. Madigan with another whole shot restart on the loud pedal and shifting up through the gears going into turn one.
You see JT and the swarm back here. Now remember, he can't have any contact if a car wrecks, or he will not get his lap back.
Caution.
No, he can't brush the.
Just like that.
Avery McDonald.
Yes, Captain Morgan and Diet Coke.
So Avery McDonald, oh, he had help. He had help.
Yep. Old Farmer's ready to get up there.
Seeing the replay here, Avery gets a bit twitchy.
Yep.
He gets a bit twitchy, and Sean O'Brien just finishes him off, Brian.
That he does.
Oh, right into the 77 of Spear. So Spear spears Avery. You think you know me?
Edge.
Yes. Broken leg boy. I mean, man. What is the mindset, real quick? I know we're going to take a detour here for just a moment, but Edge is a 40-something-year-old man, 48, 46, right?
Yes.
What is a 46, 48-year-old man doing standing on top of a steel cage and then jumping off the top into the ring like that? I don't understand that spot. Can you do you even understand that spot? I'm sure you've seen that spot where he breaks his leg, right? Like, yep. You've seen it, right?
Well, they've invented the Hardys and the Delis.
Yeah, all this extreme, so
like. I guess he's trying to keep it going, is probably what I'm going to say. But as old as he is, I wouldn't have done that.
No, definitely. Randy Orton don't even do, like, it's uber rare to see Randy do some top rope maneuvering.
Yeah, but she barely gets up there. But anyway, so lap 60,
anyway,
they'll be halfway.
Yes, lap 60 is the halfway mark of this race, Brian. Those headlights are pretty bright on those pace cars. Third caution of the evening. Probably should have had, from the Spinaroonies that we've seen, probably should have had a couple of others. Michael Carter out of the race. Hate to see it.
Believe it or not, that opening there is where the drag cars come off onto the track. So when NHRA goes out there, it's right next to it, so they keep that opening so where they can come back through. That's why
I didn't know I didn't know there was a drag strip at Gateway.
Mhm.
Huh. Not that big of an NHRA. I mean, I used to be
No,
once a
22 was
time
it.
ago. Interesting.
Yep. Pace lights are off, so they're going to line up here. I'm going to say
Jason
Madigan
Taylor.
takes the inside this time.
Yes, indeed. Jason Taylor, excuse me, Brian, didn't mean to talk over you. Back on the lead lap.
Yep, my,
Madigan, Elliott, Roberts, Owens, Botten, that's the top five. Openchowski in sixth position. Farmer, O'Brien, Cochran, Sample is the top 10. Mazzala, Spear, McDonald, Ostrander, and Jason Taylor. 15 cars remaining, and Carter and Miller are out of the race. Unfortunate. So, can we see some drivers? What's the strategy call going to be once if we get a green flag run in here? JT looks to maybe be the sure bet if we stay green. He just pitted on the final caution
Green
lap.
flag.
Green flag back out in the air. Here we go. Madigan with another hole shot. Restart launch.
you see Openchowski to the outside of that 65. Almost makes contact with that wall, but prized it off of it just in the nick of time. So, as Michael looks to go to the inside there. Oh, as Will's up in the wall there. Oh, what a slide by the
Spears.
77. Oh,
No,
man.
What do you got now?
Man. Well, Jason Taylor just seems to have some of the worst luck tonight. That's a tough, hard hit for the 44 machine after Spear getting sideways. Can you rewind that just a tad bit, Brian? Let's see Spear enter turn 3, if you don't mind, bud. All right, so he's behind this fierce battling pack. He's got Cochran. He's got Openchowski. Everybody in front of him battling. And like you said earlier, you can really, if you turn into the corner the wrong way, you can really get it wrong. The 24 got it wrong, Randy Sample, so he probably checks up for Randy. Doesn't want to run Randy over. When he checks up, he probably just unbalances the car with the brakes and everything. Ostrander squeezes by on the rumble strip, and then he just overcorrects into the 44 of Jason Taylor.
Gomez, good evening. Thank you for coming on out here, tuning in. Yeah, it's a fun track, but sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. It just depends on where you're sitting at the right place and time. So
Exactly. Right place, right time, or wrong place, wrong time. I mean, it's a very fun rhythmic track, rhythm track. You got to have some nice ebb and flow here if you're going to be, successful. Really back up the corner entry. This track can be bumpy as well. You might want to avoid the bumps, maybe just glide over them if you can. Like I said, it all depends truly with the corner entry here. Arcing the car in, or maybe, like I said, compromising yourself on the bottom lane. So many different ways of attacking the corners here. Can you show me that again, Brian? No, okay, never mind. Yes. No? Okay.
which one?
You were trying to show me something with your mouse, right? No?
No.
No? Okay, it wasn't meant for me.
I was trying to
I thought, okay.
figure something out here.
What are you figuring?
Okay, that's where they're at. I forgot where we're at tomorrow. So I was trying to look.
All good.
So Madigan still in the front. He dominated last week. Very good run for him last week. On top of a few others too as well. So I am gonna say they are gonna get ready to line back up this time.
How many laps has Madigan led? Can you pull that statistic up for me, please? He's dominated this evening. Let me see here. Best top speed or
Don't have that in here. I'll have to figure
all
it out.
good. Yes, you were correct, Ryan. Pace light, safety car lights are out. We are going back green on coming to lap number 59. Getting done working the fourth caution. There was a lot of cleanup and so forth to do there. So glad. Hopefully everybody's okay, Brian.
Hopefully. Anyway, pace car's off.
Green flag.
So green flag back out in the air. Madigan with another hole shot, man. He's really nailing these restarts. Farmer and Roberts kind of going at it a little bit further back in the pack.
Oh no!
Oh!
Oh wow! Oh
Caution.
wow! Oh
What do you got for
wow! a nice
Yes,
biggin.
indeed.
A nice biggin.
That is. I didn't know we were racing at Talladega.
Wow.
Look at this, like just huge carnage on the back straightaway, Brian, unfolding here. I mean, what are you doing to me, Brian?
There we go.
Just huge, just crazy. I 2 times this race we have just seen a scrap heap on the back straightaway. Greg Elliott getting loose, that hump, that bump, humpity dumpity hump, and oh my goodness, he whacks the car around, and everybody does some evasive maneuvers, but in doing so evasive maneuvers, Will Roberts turns Boughton. I mean, he turns him into what you were talking. Oh my goodness, what a hard impact. And then more the Sinclair machine, Josh Farmer. I mean, the 10.
That was the 10 that hooked the 94.
Oh, okay. It wasn't. My apologies. My apologies, Will. Don't get mad at fellow Will for. Anywho, what? Just open chat. Can we ride on board with right on board with Openchowski? Because he somehow, Brian, he gets through this, man, miraculously enough. So on board here, I mean, it's going to be just coming at you at every angle here, I believe. Evasive maneuvers. And, Sean O'Brien spinning Sinclair machine. Oh, he tags the back of the Sinclair machine, but that's okay as you see everybody just spinning around. He makes it through, and oh my. I can't get over it, Brian.
That was a big one.
For sure, like I said, I can't believe, it's not better apparently. I just can't, when did Gateway turn into Atlanta or like Daytona or something. I'm speechless, man. That just a total.
Yes,
Uh,
Antonio, I
uh,
agree with you. Oof.
Oof, yeah, just a big oof, 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 oof. Basically, the Minecraft character falling from a height and just going, oh. So, Jason Taylor in second position. Would you believe it? After being involved in a couple of just incidences that wasn't his own doing, being 2 laps down from what could one assume maybe a speeding penalty on pit road, serving that long of time. I don't know what else it could have been for. Who knows? But my oh my, he is in second position, but we are just past halfway. So maybe when the green flag waves, we will cut away to our crank it up segment. Just have to wait and see. Goodness gracious,
We're
Owens
gonna
still in the
we're gonna
pit.
let them do a lap or two before we do that
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yes, sir. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like in a few laps, yes. Not, yeah. Spear bringing his car down pit road. Man, oh man,
that was a big one.
oof. Gateway is a challenge for these guys. That's for sure. Avery, I guess keep it on the schedule because it's chaos. It's drama. It's everything you expect it to be, and then some not. I mean, what? Some you expect it. Madigan, Taylor, Sean O'Brien, Michael Cochran, Josh Farmer is the top 5. Openchowski in 6th position, Owens 7th, Ostrander 8th, Roberts and Boughton as we come back to the safety car. Lights are out on the safety car, which means safety car coming in pit road.
A lot of cars might be out of this race, Will. And some of them might still have that quick fix. So, see here, pace car's off.
Green flag.
Green flag back out in the air. Madigan with another hole shot over at JT. JT being almost not quite swallowed up, but my goodness.
Oh, there goes the 10.
Caution. What was the fucking caution for? Big crash? Okay, man, I don't know, I'm sorry.
That just looked like the 10 got in there a little too hard on Freshies. Not sure if he had any help. So, yeah, he just got in there a little too hard and around he went.
I got in there too hard, maybe struggling with the brake bias a little bit, who knows. But then, yeah, like you said, just whipped it around.
Look who's live. Brian. Good stream coming from the best BNR open racer this year. I don't know about that. I haven't touched Gateway, and nor am I gonna touch Sonoma. But thank you. 9 times out of 10, I can do about fairly decent at some of the tracks. But yep, Antonio. Yep, another one. There was a nice big pile up before this caution, and so
Yeah, getting ready
it
to
happens.
end the 6th caution of the evening. Sorry for coffee. I thought I
Oh
muted the mic
no,
just a moment ago.
no, you're fine.
Madigan, Taylor, O'Brien, that's the top 3. Farmer and Cochran is the top 5. So,
And then you have Openchowski, McDonald, Bolton, Sample, Spear, Roberts, Elliott, Owens, and Ostrander. You see Mazzella still in the pits. And thank you, Jaden. Me and Will are doing quite well. Thank you very much. We're just doing the wonderful things that we do on Monday nights. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys coming out, chatting it out with me and Will as we call these awesome, fantastic races on Monday nights. We enjoy the company. So
being a part, just chit-chatting with us. Love it.
I was talking about me, but you're the man, Brian. You're just with me and speed together. We will be. I don't know about that. Brian paces himself every race. Brian don't charge until at least the closing laps, and Will can tell you that. So anyway,
Will, rider.
Coming back to 69. This is why I said we're gonna give it a couple of laps before we do our cutaways. So.
Indeed, anything can happen.
Yeah. I think it's just the excitement that these guys are back out on track and preparing weeks before getting to the track. So sometimes that does happen too as well.
Ready, green flag.
Green flag's back out, Will, as Madigan is going to lead the field back to green here. As you see here, Openchowski trying to get back up there to the 46 of Farmer, but now we got Sample going to the inside of Cochran there. So we'll see what they can do here. Oh, Nelly! A bobbing and the weaving, eh? I want to say that was a
tremendous bob.
Tough race for, I want to say, O'Brien. Yeah, that was O'Brien.
Man, he pretty much put the gap right back where it was.
Yep. Next time by, we'll do our segment of the night. Since now I think they're pretty, pretty locked in now, so. Elliott keeps throwing me off. I think that's Kevin Trzynski. OKT. Alright, well, we are going to do our favorite section of the night. We are going to go to our Crank It Up section and give you guys, and Jaden said, Will, the greatest commentator of league racing.
I don't know about all that now. Great battles as we go to the Crank It Up portion. Can JT stay within Madigan?
Never mind.
Yep, never mind. We have another caution out on the track. It looks like it will be a spin. Who did the spinneroo now? Oh, it's the number 10 of Collins.
Owens.
Oh, Owens.
Oof. Just as we were ready to go.
So, just the car. Oh my goodness, that's more than a hospital hop. That's in the grave. So, Madigan maybe coming down pit road. JT. Now, Madigan still has time to forfeit. He still has time to. No, he don't. He cannot now, right? No. So he's now coming to pit road with Josh Farmer and Michael Cochran, Randy Sample, I believe. We do believe this should be the final pit stop of the evening for these, almost said truckers.
That's
For
tomorrow.
these, I know, right? I'm always trying to get ahead of myself.
Looks like 2 tires and fuel for some.
Yeah, some drivers really trying to save a set of tires for the end of this race.
So the fastest out of them was this man right here. Boughton. With a 36.55. Oh wait, no, sorry. That was lap 65. So the fastest was this man right here. Mr. Madigan with a 45.98 total. Oh, I see that. That was total. Pit time. Here we go. Yeah. Farmer had the best pit time with a 14.50 to Madigan's 14.75. So, my apologies, just trying to scroll through all this stuff here, and I was on the total pit time there, so.
All good, Brian. No worries at all. Taylor leading this race. If you would have told me that about, what was it, lap 50, I would have been like, no, he ain't going to lead this race. He's leading this race.
Right? Good for him, though. Yes, I'm gonna say they're gonna try to stretch it from here. They're gonna do everything in their best that they can. I know Madigan and those who pitted are good to the end. But JT, Openchowski, Bolton, Elliott, Farmer, it's gonna be quite close, maybe. Or I could be absolutely wrong. But I'm gonna say they're gonna be quite close, so we'll eventually get to our crank it up section, but we're trying to keep you guys up to par with these guys out there. So we're trying to keep the action there, and before we do our little step away brief, you know, so we can replenish and let you guys listen to the sounds of these guys around Gateway. Anyway, Will, they're getting ready to go back green here.
Green flag.
JT with a good start there. You see the 94 Bolton going to the inside of Sample there. As Will caught on the outside lane. Oh, never mind. He found his way back to where he needs to be. So, alright. I'm going to do it now. Hopefully we can, you know. Anyway, we're going to step away real quick and give you guys the wonderful sounds of these Gen 7 cars around Gateway. So we hope you guys enjoy, and here we go. Wow. With a little slippy slidey there. As he's looking to run back down the 42 of Cochran. And as Cochran looks to run down JT, I see JT got his stuff gathered back up. Matt, as we see here, Madigan did get back to the front, now setting the pace as he's ready to go to the final stretch here. Just like I said, it's what I was worried about, those fresh tires having every slight advantage in this race. As Taylor looks to rebound and try to get back up there, but I think being on old tires will not get you back up there, but it could prove me wrong. So I guess we'll wait and see here as he gets down into turns 3 and 4. Very good. Seems to be struggling a bit in turns 1 and 2. But now he is carrying that run, being behind his teammate there of O'Brien as he looks to go side by side with Sample. And a little bobble in the left rear there as he gets it all together there. As Cochran and JT are side by side entering turns 3 and 4. Different shift points, different, oh yeah, a little bit too hard into turn 22 there, Randy. As JT looks to go back to the inside of the 24. As the 24 and 44 hang on, have a little coming together there. A little side draft there by the 24. "24 laps to go, coming to 23 to go. Can Madigan lock it in? With being on the freshies of all freshest tires here tonight. As Michael looks to get on by that 24. but can't quite get the pass off. Don't know if he's struggling. Oh, 24 got a little slip there, but now the 42 is looking to make the pass on the 24. But I want to say the 42 is struggling with some tightness in that 42 Toyota there. You see Michael Cochran still fighting hard, trying to keep that P7 from Will Roberts there. But Will is starting to get ever so slightly closer to that 42 machine there. As Madigan now has the second and the 10th up on Madigan there. I mean Elliott, my apologies. Trying to stretch that out to a 2nd and a quarter, but just can't quite get it there. $18 laps to go, coming to 17 laps. Madigan is still your leader. Robert's still trying to apply the pressure to the back of that 42 machine. Can't quite get nothing going. And now the 77 is now looking to come into the picture just like that as he's behind the 78. This right here is the closest battle on the track at the moment, as Will looks to go to the inside of Michael there. Will gets too tight entering turns 1 and 2, slides in behind Michael, and now the 77 of Spear is going to take P9 away. P8 away from Will there, and that's going to bounce Will back 1 position. So 14 laps to go here tonight in the AMS Cup Series, live from Gateway on the BNR Racing Network. Please guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe to all of our channels, YouTube, Twitch. We're also on Facebook, so anywhere we can bring you live, we'll be there. Right up in front of this gaggle here is the 2 teammates of O'Brien and Taylor. You see here a Sample looking to go back to the inside of Will. Whoa! The old Bobarooski there, as now he's looking to get back in front of Sample there. overall, good race at the moment. Well, actually, a good race throughout the whole night. Hate it for those who fell out early in the race. So, hate to see them be out and not racing. $11 laps to go here tonight, coming to 10 laps to go next time by. Can Madigan hold off Elliott, or can Elliott, ironically enough, find that speed, or could a magical caution come out? So we'll find out in the next 10 laps here. I want to say next week these boys head to Sonoma. Nashville. My apologies. It is Nashville. Nashville is another great track that can bring you good racing. Concrete surface, just like your Dover, and I want to say Bristol, I think. Hey, you see here, this is 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Who can secure the top 5? And I see here we do have a spot swapped here, as Farmer now takes 2nd place away from Elliott. As Elliott's going to sit V3. As Farmer looks to run down Madigan. You see there, he is sliding off of turns 2. Too much throttle coming off the turn there, which will cause a little slip there. So but Spear P8 took that spot away from Roberts. Roberts is currently, looks like he's battling a very ill handling car here tonight with this long run in at these drivers. And I'm having a few early cautions on, so I'm gonna say this is probably their longest stretch to the home plate. So well, Antonio, if you're in there, hopefully you're here next week, and hopefully we can get you up here in the booth, maybe finish in the top 3 somewhere next week, and you can finally get up here and chit chat. So oh, a little loosey-goosey by Spear there, as I do believe Sample. Oh, nope, not quite. 3 laps to go here tonight in the AMS Cup Series. I'm going to say Madigan's got this locked down. So.
Oh, yes, indeed, Brian. Shoveled away from Madigan, 2 1/4 seconds away down to Farmer. Elliott in 3rd position. Kind of strung out here for the most part, but
2 laps to go. Next time by will be the white flag, as Madigan just set the pace tonight, doing what he does best at majority of these tracks. So this right here is the battle for 5th place. O'Brien, Taylor, and Cochran there. As the white flag is flying in the air one last time here tonight for the AMS Cup Series from Gateway. Can Michael get on by Taylor and O'Brien? You see JT got up high there, as now Michael's looking to take P6 away from Taylor. Can't quite get there, coming through the last turn. Oh, can Taylor get the outside wrapped up enough? He can, as the teammate's going to help him cross the line, as Sean O'Brien will round up P5 and Taylor will round up P6. So what a wild race here tonight. As the wonderful fireworks go off. So as we see here, your race winner of Madigan, P1, Farmer P2, Elliott P3, Bolton P4, Sean O'Brien P5, JT P6, Michael Cochran P7, Aaron Spear P8, P9, Avery McDonald, Randy Sample rounds out the top 10. Will Roberts P11, P12 would be Chris Ostrander, P13 would be Justin Openchowski, P14 would be Matt Owens, P15 would be Jonathan Mazzella. Hate to see it for him. And I also hate to see it for Michael Carter and Keenan Miller that got involved in that last scramble there. So let me see if I can scrounge up the podium finishers here. First one we'll talk to is Mr. Greg Elliott. Elliott, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
How is it going, sir? A wild run by you tonight. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, and a wild caboose behind you in that one massive wreck. Congratulations, P3. You end up hanging up there. You really fell back once or twice, maybe, or maybe 3 times, but you still managed to come back up to finish P3 after I don't know, in your terms, a frustrating race or just a fun race. I've seen a lot of the cars were fighting some difficult conditions on the car. Walk us through from the start of the green flag to the transition over, if there was a big change in the track, if the lanes had to be switched, and just how your car would take off, and then how it was in in traffic whenever you were there.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, happy to have a third place run. We needed that, and we really need a win. Gateway is historically one of my worst tracks, so to have a pretty good showing tonight really means a lot. Um, the race was fairly eventful. Apologize to everyone for all the cautions that happened, one right after another there for a little while. And I want to apologize to everyone who got taken out in that scuffle whenever I got really, really loose off of turn two. Uh, but to answer your question a little more, it felt like the track once the sun went down and the lights came out and like it didn't handle quite the same. It was pretty similar to early in the race, but
Hmm.
I found myself really hunting to find my marks. Like for instance, on that last restart, whenever I got out to the lead, if I would have been running like I was at the beginning of the race, I probably would have set sail or got, a second or two lead out there further than where I was. So
Yes, sir.
unfortunately, uh, it seems like I couldn't see my marks once the sun went down.
That does happen because sometimes I know the very most of the tracks, the light conditions really aren't the best to where like it won't fully light up the track, and
I'll
now
say
it's
another thing.
readjusting.
On that last pit, on that last caution, I didn't pit because I was stretching my fuel out, and that may have hurt me on that last long run, making the car a little bit tighter, or at least it seemed tighter. And I don't know how much of that was the track or how much of it was the fact that I was running on very low fuel at the end.
That can be, and then maybe some wear on the tires too as well, because we know these cars here do drive off of the left front, and
I
once
want to
you,
give a big shout out to Farmer for racing me clean. I probably held him up a little bit longer than I should have. Maybe if I would have let him go, he could have had a shot at Madigan there. But overall, a good top three finish for all of us.
oh yeah, absolutely. Next week, I want to say you guys are at Nashville.
That's
Um,
right. We're going to Music City at
uh,
the big old concrete place.
yep, yep. What is going to be the mindset heading into Nashville? Concrete now, different surface as Gateway, so it's going to be a lot more abusive to the tires. So, just
I got to win.
yes, because that would help the playoffs chances for you and everybody else and your fellow competitors. So, once again, buddy, awesome job. You kind of threw me off because I thought that was KT in that paint scheme.
That's another thing I want
Uh,
to point out. I want to give our thoughts and prayers to Kevin, who couldn't be here tonight. He's a little under the weather, and kind of in honor of him running Blaney's schemes, I figured since he wasn't going to be here, I ran Blaney's tonight. So I hope everyone keeps Kevin in your thoughts and prayers.
yes, sir, absolutely. KT is always in everybody's prayers, even on this side of things, and even to you guys out there. But awesome job on the P3, sir. Any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Congratulations to Madigan on another dominant performance.
Yes, sir, indeed. He seems to quite be there. So, overall, I was saying also run by you guys. It's always exciting to come out here. So, I'm going to get you back up there and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks for everything you guys do.
Not a problem. It's an honor for us to be here. So, awesome job by Mr. Greg Elliott. Next up, we are going to bring in Mr. Farmer here. Farmer, you got a copy.
I got you.
How's it going, sir? It's awesome to talk to you again.
I know it's been a rough
Uh,
stretch. I needed that after today and this evening.
I was gonna say it has been a very long stretch, but hey, you got it done. That's all that matters, right? A P2. I would take that over a wrecked car and out of the race. So, anyway, sir, walk us through how you thought you did tonight, and just the overall racing out there on the track, um, and maybe the track change from the. I do believe you guys started off about evening, and then it transitioned over into night. Not too sure how the car was handling, but just walk us through it all and all that other fancy stuff.
Well, I started middle of the pack, but then 2 laps in, we got turned sideways and had to basically start from the back. Once we got our damaged fixed, so it was a slow move up to the front, but you could make up some ground. And as we went on, the got cooler and there was a little more grip. My problem was getting loose into turn one, so I was having to be a little cautious with that. But the cautions were a nice change of pace to get some strategy in there, and then we slowly floated towards the front, and that's where we finished, thankfully.
Yes, that is always where a lot of people want to be at towards the end of the race. Um, I saw turn one that was majority of the issue because it's a lot different in 3 and 4. You guys can get into 3 and 4 really good. 1 and 2, there's a slight bank in there, and how I noticed it is just right above that thick black seam there is where you want to be, because the more you got underneath that, the tighter your car would get, and it would want to push up.
Yeah, you'd be carrying a lot of speed from turn four all the way down that long straightaway. Then it was a sharp turn.
Yes, sir.
During the week, that's where I struggled at. Is I'd usually overcook it and spin out, and I think that's what's been some of the problems today with the cautions. But I was able to stay conservative and then save the tires to pass Greg there at the end. So I was proud of that performance.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be proud of it too. You drove your tail off. We did see you getting that little scuffle there when Elliott did get a little loose. I know a lot of you guys are trying to finesse through that, but unfortunately, when one car gets loose, everybody tries to miss it. And we saw, unfortunately, you did get a little tangled up there, and I thought, I'm like, okay, well, now maybe he's done. He was one of the 3 quicker cars left out there on track that was actually able to get to the front. But I'm glad you end up saving that quick fix, which is a blessing, I would say. And then just drive that tail off to P2, and I would say that's a very hell of a run by you. Next week is Nashville. If you're going to be here? What is going to be the mindset and strategy going into that very hot concrete track there? That's very abusive to tires.
Well, I'm out of the chase, but it's never too late to try to build some momentum for next season or steal a win here or there. Luck hasn't been on my side this season, so maybe I can stumble across some and maybe steal 1 or 2 before the end of the season.
That would be cool, and that would be awesome. Absolutely, it would, especially to put that Van Halen paint scheme in Victory Lane there. So, awesome job tonight, sir. Proud to see you get it done up there. P2, any final thoughts, shout outs, or anything you want to give before I get you back up there?
Well, we appreciate y'all doing this and sticking around with us. So hopefully I'll get to talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. It'll be a true honor to have you up here again next week, sir. Awesome job on the P2. Best of luck to you headed into Nashville, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you. See
No
you.
problem. Next up, Mr. Dominant here of, unless you want me to call you Martin, then I'll call you Martin, but, Mr. Madigan,
What's that?
how's it going, sir?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm doing quite swell. I guess my other buddy ended up falling asleep at the end there, so, but that's alright, I'm here. I do see, I guess your little spotter was in the chat saying that y'all got it done, so of course, again, another week, pure dominance. These tracks seem to fit you pretty well, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of worked out. I'm not sure if no one could really get a grip of the track early on or what was going on, but in practice, I got kind of the first lap I put together was 2.5 tenths quicker. So, um, I took it easy in qualifying, started up front, and only thing I really had to worry about was the restarts. And if I can get that, then it was all in my favor. So, definitely had the long run car and also the short run. So, I don't know what else they could have done, but we played perfectly on our end.
I was gonna say, yeah, you pretty much dominated that. From what I was told, when it got to the nighttime, they really couldn't hit their marks as they could during the evening. So I don't know if it was so much of a track temp difference, or maybe just going into nighttime and the lights maybe wasn't bright enough. I don't know. So, but anyway, sir, that's besides the point. Walk us through how your race went. Well, we obviously know how your race went, but the if there was any changes between the transition from middle of the day to the nighttime, and maybe where. Let's see. How do I put this? Um, maybe because I know you were in the back a little bit, and I know you had to work your way up. Wasn't too sure if maybe any of that dirty air was affecting your car. Obviously not, as we see. But how difficult it was to get through the traffic, as you've seen, caution after caution, and was praying that maybe you didn't get involved in any of them, because I know there was that big one on the back. I can't quite remember if you were up front when that happened, which I think you probably were, but there was quite a big one in the back there. So
Yeah, for every big one they had, I was in front of it. I don't
okay.
think they wrecked once when I was in the back. I was only in the back for that last little stop
Mhm.
because they kept wrecking, and I was probably short by like I'd say 5 laps
Mhm.
before I came in for the final time. And I was up front, and we were banking on them to keep wrecking, and then when they didn't, we were kind of in a pickle. So we
Right.
were going to split that in half, 25 laps in 25. But thankfully, right as we had a plan and set, they wrecked again. So we brought it down, got in the back, and I think the really only difficulty was getting around. I think it was Farmer, but yeah, because it's hard with the flat bottom,
Mhm.
and in turn 1 and 2,
A lot of
and
drag, I would probably say.
yeah, and I wanted
Yeah.
to kind of drive it in there and slide up in front, but then he kept running the third or fourth lane and got a huge run down the back. So I kind of had to just wait for. I had to build a run in 3 and 4, and then kind of send it in 1 and 2. And the moment I kind of watched him for a few laps, noticed he wasn't going down to that lane, so I kind of just got a run and took it away from him and got by. But yeah, car felt really good in clean air all night. And then as it went from day to night, you'd think that they would have more grip, but it seemed like, at least from what I was watching on the broadcast and what my spotter was telling me, they didn't really. Uh, they were just a lot more sideways. I know Elliott was sideways that first run. He kept knocking the fence
Mhm.
down.
Yeah, boy, was
But
he.
yeah, he finally felt. It took him a while though. At like 10 knockdowns, he finally got affected by it. But yeah, I don't think we had a single scratch on the car tonight, so I
I
can't
don't
complain
think
with that
so.
one.
I think that car stayed just the way it was when you guys took the green flag. Um, you were really killing it in 3 and 4. That's where you gained a lot of your time compared to everybody else. I guess, they were sending it a wee bit too hard in 3 and 4. So, and that's where you were progressively pulling away.
Yeah, from what I saw, at least what my spotter was telling me, in practice, I started instead of going down to third gear and
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep it pinned on the bottom or move up and get a run, I just lifted at the end of the back straightaway instead of shifting to
Mm-hmm.
fifth. I stayed in fourth, let it kind of sit down there, keep it on the bottom, and then drive off. While early in that run, Elliott was probably 4 lanes up. Um, taking a real wide, but it just seemed like he couldn't even get a run formulated because he had to shift. So I knew if
Yeah.
I kept the bottom in 3 and 4 and I was just smooth with it, either way on the long run or the short run, I'd have it because they burn their stuff up.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and sometimes that's the way to be. If you're patient with your car, you'll get it to stick, and that's what you were doing. So you hit every turn the right way, and you just came out dominant. But anyway, sir, next week is Nashville, the over there in Music City, the concrete track, which is very brutal on tires, especially with these cars. And we all know these cars drive off the right front. So walk us through what's going to be the mindset headed into Nashville and coming out victorious over there.
Yeah, I like Nashville, at least from my experiences. I haven't had great success there, but I like the track. And as much as I do like it, I think it's a missed opportunity because uh, since the Cup Series is going to Sonoma in real life, I feel like it would have been cool to stay in Cali and run Auto Club um,
Oh, absolutely.
as a
That's a
kind of.
beautiful track.
I think it's probably one of the best tracks, and in my opinion, way better than Michigan. And I don't think
Oh,
we have a two
absolutely.
miler on the schedule this year, so.
Absolutely. It's a
Um,
lot better than Michigan. I prefer Auto Club. Absolutely, I do.
oh yeah, it's perfect, and
Especially under
um,
the lights. Oh, my goodness.
that would have been great, like a transition race. But
We do a lot of that on our side. It's
yeah,
always night. If the track has lights, we will 9 times out of 10 transition it into late evening to a nighttime race.
yeah, I was surprised when I found out it was a transition race tonight instead of a day race, but I am not complaining. I loved it.
Yeah, your your cars seem to be on rails, so which is awesome to see. Um, you're doing something a lot more than what the hell Martin can do. So I guess that's that. We'll slap you in the 19. But anyway, sir, awesome job on the win here. Any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, just the normal shout out. Shout out to the league. Shout out to you and your partner there. Honk chewed for the last little bit of that race, but
Yeah,
it's a team sport, even in the sim racing world.
absolutely
Got
it
it done
is.
on pit road. Couldn't go without him. I wouldn't be doing him proper credit if I didn't list him off. So I'd like to thank my front changer, Ryan Honeycutt, my rear changer, Ryan Honeycutt, my jack man, Ryan Honeycutt, tire carrier, Ryan Honeycutt, my fuel man, Ryan Honeycutt, my crew chief, Hayden Law, my spotter, Hayden Law, and my chief strategist, Hayden Law. Wouldn't get it done without him. And of course, me for holding this team together and trying to finish up the season strong. And someone's got to carry the legacy of Stewart Haas Racing for the Ford team. So
Absolutely.
um,
I hate to see
going
that for them
forward,
too.
yeah, going forward, we're going to try to carry the Ford torch, and hopefully we can close it out. And shout out the sponsors: GoPro, Napa, Mountain Dew Kickstart, and Hy-Vee. Wouldn't be able to do it without them. So yeah, hopefully we can go close it out. I think this race really helped us with Sean and Jason kind of finishing out in the top 5 and outside the top 5 going forward. So as long as we can just get some top 5 finishes and get home in one piece, I think we'll have this wrapped up.
I would say so too, and also wins too. I don't know if you guys have a win in your in type deal, or advance through, or straight points. So if it's a win in
Not
the
sure
in,
either, but
yeah, I don't know. But if it's a win in the in, awesome job on advancing to the next round. If you get it on points, which I'm sure you're gonna do that, so congratulations on getting to the next round.
under either
Um,
format, a win wouldn't hurt.
exactly. Hey, a win's a win. Take it and wear it proud. Absolutely. But hopefully we'll be talking, having a similar conversation with you next week at Nashville. Best of luck to you heading over there. Practice, 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 and um, hopefully be talking to you soon. And you have yourself a great night. And go ahead and celebrate this win tonight, buddy.
I will too, but I won't be celebrating as hard as Ryan Honeycutt after spotting a 24th place finish at Portland for JD Motorsports.
Yes, they did pretty good. Well, unfortunately SVG got it, but happy for SVG. So I guess we'll just go on with that. So, but yes, awesome job, Honeycutt, on the 24th spot there, especially for JD. That's really good, I would say. To be honest with you.
Free my boy.
Anyway, that is going to do it here tonight from the BNR Racing Network here. I'll pull up that final thing again. You see here a dominant race by Madigan. Getting it done when need to. I'm going to say awesome job by these guys. These guys kick ass every week. I couldn't be thankful to come out on Mondays, do this for them. I'm sure Will feels the same way, but until then, I am live again tomorrow as the BNR truckers head to iRacing Super Speedway. That's when we are live again. And also, we are live again Thursday as those AMS Cup Series heads to Iowa. So that's when we are back live again. So until then, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, chit-chatting with us. Continue to share the support, like, share, follow. Give us all the likes that you can get. Share is all we can get. Prayer out there for Kevin Trzynski. Hopefully he's feeling better. And we miss you out on track. And hopefully we can get you back out here within the next couple of weeks. So until then, the next time we are back live here on Monday is when these guys head to Nashville. So from myself, from Will when he was here, we want to thank you guys for coming on out tonight, chit-chat with us up. Give us a like, give us a tune in tomorrow night at 8:25 as those truckers go qualifying at iRacing Super Speedway. Make sure you love your loved ones close. You never know when's the last time you're gonna be with them. And if you're a family person, always check up on them, because this world is a little crazy today. So until then, Brian here, Will, who was here but then had to leave. We thank you guys for coming out, and we want to wish you guys a very safe and good night.